up their, I was going to say their POV, wrong show. What's up, the Queen? What's up, the Queen Takeover podcast family, our QT fam. Oh, we got her back. We lost somebody for a second. Here she is. Welcome back to another episode. We're live again. We are back. We missed you guys and are so happy to be back. If you are here, say something so we can say something back to you. Tag at least 3 friends, share this on your page, and make sure that you guys join into the conversation. Please tap in. We have a lot of great convo for you all tonight. So grab your drink, grab your snack, grab your opinions, and get into this conversation with us. So we have, well, hello to you. Hello, King.
Hey.
And hello, our other King, James.
Hey, James.
They got a whole Bible language for you. What's up, King James? Thank y'all for tuning in. So we like to start our show off with talking about our favorite self-care moments of the week. And we're going to start with Queen Sierra. Holla at the peeps and let us know, what was your favorite self-care moment of the week?
So my self-care moment of the week, nowadays, my husband and I are like moving fast. We don't really have time to spend with each other. And so this past weekend, we went to watch the Black Panther movie together. And it was a short period of time, but it took care of us and our bond. Amen. So that was my self-care moment of the week for me.
Did you enjoy yourself with your man?
I did. You see the glow of the fat? Amen.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it. Yeah.
I mean, was it worth it? And did you like the movie? Yeah,
I loved it. I did not fall asleep because we went late. So I did not fall asleep. The fact I didn't fall asleep means it was a good movie.
So then you get three thumbs up because she did not go to sleep. Hey, Queen, what's up, Rochelle?
Yes, it was good. I enjoyed the movie.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
We will not do spoiler alerts, but I will ask you this. Did you like it as much as the first one? Better or no or what?
I want to say it's in its own, because it's different. It's different from the first one, in my opinion. So it's in its own like bracket of it's different. It's just different. I can't compare it to it's hard for me to compare it. Okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, the first one was a 10 because I wasn't expecting to be that like that. So this one, I would give it like a 9.5 maybe.
Okay, not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
Calico, what was your self-care moment of the week, darling?
I think I'm singing Donnie McClurkin. We fall down. But we get up.
I wasn't ready.
I don't think nobody was ready. So what?
Because I say this because I caught. Now, good thing I caught myself. But I caught myself resorting back to my old ways on handling some things and getting comfortable again in that area. So my self-care moment was being alert about me.
I love that. You were self-aware. I love that.
Self-awareness is a wonderful thing. Amen.
It is. Hey, King Carlos, how are you, love?
She didn't go nug a few bucks. She rolled it back in. She didn't go nug a few bucks. She rolled it back in. Praise God.
Yeah. So I'm saying, Donnie McClurkin, we fall down, but we get up.
So, all right, and we gonna take that triumph as a win.
Okay, a full win.
And look, knowledge is power. All righty. So again, as you're coming in, thank you for saying hello. Please take a moment to share or tag 2 or 3 friends so they can join in the conversation tonight. Y'all see all this Vicks on me? That's why I sound the way that I do. It is Vicks. I'm old school with it. My favorite self-care moment of the week was I went back home to my hometown and got some community care. I got loved on and was able to love on my family. the last week was rough on me physically in my health and emotionally, dealing with the death of a friend of mine who passed away from cancer, and then someone that I actually had a relationship with, I was engaged to. I have no idea what just started, what just happened. Can y'all still see me?
We can still see you. I think
Okay,
it's
great.
the total.
So that was it was a bit difficult, and sometimes you got to know when you need the help. You got to know when your self-care has to go beyond just yourself. So community care was very important to me, but I want to take a moment to thank everybody that has messaged, called, um texted, that have been praying for me, praying with me, that have been checking in. I appreciate it with all of my heart. It has been everything, because between all that, the grieving process, and then not feeling 100, it was something else. It was something else. However, I went and spent time with my family. We went and saw Wakanda Forever. Uh, it was amazing. I will not do any spoiler alerts, but I will tell you this: do not get about your seat until that screen goes black. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
Don't play yourself. Um, it was so good, but the time with my family and my mom and my siblings and my niece and nephews was amazing. It was so needed. So that was my favorite self-care moment of the week, knowing that I was not okay and I went to go get okay. So that was mine. And if y'all would like to share with us in the comments, what was your favorite self-care moment, or what was that one thing that you've done since we were live the last time, because we were not live last week? What have you done to pour into you, to help you, to make sure that you were straight? Share that with us. On that, last week, thank y'all so much. There were so many people that watched the rerun. Y'all are a trip. So I was getting these messages like, okay, my comment's not coming up. What's going on? I don't know why when you run a rerun, it doesn't populate new comments, but they populated at the end. It was so weird because I could read all of them, but they weren't showing during the show. But y'all still watched. They loved it, ladies. They enjoyed the show. So thank y'all. We have the best QT fam ever. Y'all are amazing. Anything else, Queens, before we keep going? I mean, before we continue?
No, that's what I was gonna say, because I actually watched that rerun
That.
comment. And I was like, oh, they don't understand this. We can't comment.
Because I ain't gonna call the person out. In case I'm commenting, but I can't see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're there, they're just not coming up. They're like, yeah, I can't see it. Then I got another one that said the same thing. So I went to it and I'm like, but I'm looking at them, but I realized they don't roll.
Wow, it's
sorry, y'all, but thank y'all for supporting the show. Anywho, love y'all, mean it. Y'all amazing. All right, y'all ready to jump into some queen chat, some queen combo?
Oh,
some royal combo. All righty, our first, why won't it stay up? Technology is beautiful, isn't it? Our first topic is, have you ever been or are addicted to something? And if so, how do you deal with it or are overcoming it? So if you have been, what was it or what is it? And how are you overcoming it or dealing with it? So, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all, ahead of time. So this question was mine, and yes, I have. I have been addicted to sex, and I have been addicted to food. And I've also been addicted to defaulting back to old ways of coping with stuff. Being introduced to sex before I was 5 years old, that was something that I didn't understand it, but it was awakened very early. So I chased it, but I also chased hoping that I would get something that I didn't get when I was being abused, if that makes any sense. So as an adult, when I was growing, that was something that I looked for love to be in that thing that was so painful, right? And so there was an addiction there, because you're trying to find, like, it's when you're trying to get that high, you're trying to get that. So the other thing would be food. I've been addicted to food before. I've also found that sometimes it's an easy retreat when emotions are high, when it's a lot going on, it's stress, to reach for those favorite comfort foods. For me, it's chocolate. it's chocolate and something sweet. But lately it's been French fries. I don't what's going on with fries. It's been fries, and then when it's that special queen time of the month, it's fries dipped with something sweet. It's a
Sweet,
sweet salty thing.
sweet
It's,
salty.
it's real. It's real. So
Mhm.
I've been very cognitive of when I'm reaching for those comfort things. And then the last thing will be is defaulting to things that used to serve me or I thought served me, and them trying to come up. Like Nicole was saying earlier, you catch yourself like having these thoughts or feeling these ways, and or having the mindset of this is how it's always been, so it's always going to be like that, and that's very very dangerous. So I have been addicted to those things. There are sometimes there's still a battle there, and how I overcome it or deal with it is when the Holy Spirit shakes me and tell me, you see what you're doing, right? I have to immediately just acknowledge I did do that. I want this right now. This is what I'm craving, or this is what I want when I'm feeling lonely, and pray about it. Sometimes it's just a discipline of just walking away from it. Other times it's just recognizing that you taking two good bites. They was good bites. I ain't talking about baby bites. They was some good bites. Leave it alone and walk away. Let's get some discipline. So that is how I have been dealing with it. And if the situation is really, really bad, I call somebody that I can trust, and I'll be like, this is where I am right now, so pray for me. So that's my answer. See, we're coming to you now. Have you ever been addicted to anything? And if so, what? How are you dealing with it, or how did you deal with it?
I was addicted to chips. I would eat chips, and I find myself now that I'm saying it out loud. That's trying to creep back. You know what I'm saying? On a holiday when I'm stressed out, or any type of or any type of nut. I get that from my grandmother. My grandmother loves peanuts, and we were raised on peanuts. And so anytime I feel really stressed, I'll find myself like, and I'm like, whoa, am I really chomping this hard down on some nuts and chips? And I'll push it away. I also will fast. Like you said, the Holy Spirit will shake you like, what are you doing? Like, stop. And so I would fast from the things that I'm craving or that I'm going towards, which is usually chips. Um, it was one thing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was consuming in college a lot of secular music, like every rap, everything. It was like consuming me. And I remember when we were, me and Nikki went to the same church for a moment. We had did that. If you're addicted to something, or if you feel like you were just needing it every day, bring it to the altar and put it down. So I took all my secular CDs and I just like put them down, and I was like, I'm done. And I like took a year off of just listening to like hardcore rap, all that stuff, because I was trying to stay, I was trying to live pure. I was trying, Lord. And I had to put it down. I put it on the altar and stay away from it for about a year. And it really has really helped me in the season I'm in now, because I listen to secular music every once in a while, but it's not my foundation anymore. It's not the basis of what I do, why I do, who I am. But I love to bop. I know I like to jig and dance, but it's a different jig and dance for a different reason. So I'm not finding my identity in it anymore. It's just another identity trade off for different type of music. So more positive music, more Christian, mostly Christian hip hop and R&B is what I usually listen to, and of course old school gospel. So um, those are the two things. Mentality addictions. Um, Ooh, Jesus. Okay, Therapy Tuesday. We need to change the title of this thing. Um, is my insecurities. Like my insecurities love to creep, creep, creep. And I do mean creep, creep, creep when things get bad, or when I still start feeling bad, or things start going haywire. And I find myself going through this like roller coaster of emotions. And I have to like literally try to make myself stop, say what I'm feeling, reasons why I'm feeling it, cry about it if I gotta cry about it, go punch the punching bag in my garage if I gotta do that,
Right.
and like get it out my system, so that I can continue to progress, because then it takes me down this dark tunnel that I don't want to be in. And yeah, so Therapy Tuesdays. That's what you got. Oh, look, Nikki, you said
I
something
don't
good.
know
What
why
was
it keeps
you
muting me. I was
said?
saying, hey, I just told you all three of mine. So whatever this need to be, we call it keep it real, real talk therapy Tuesday.
There it is. There it is.
Hey Queen, how are you, Miss
Hi,
Margaret?
Mama.
Your mama say hi.
Hi,
Hey,
Mommy.
That was real good. And that was real, real. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
Cole, don't give me that look. It's on you, boo.
so this one I was looking at the question. I I said I've been addicted to trying to be addicted to stuff, or because I don't know how to put it. Because like with cigarettes, like I used to just it could be. I said I've been addicted to attention, regardless of whether it's good or bad. I've
Mhm.
always like cigarettes. Like I used to try to smoke cigarettes just so I could get addicted. Crazy. I like sex, like with sex. My grandma in the room, but I don't want to tell this. But
Right.
with sex, like I would just have sex with different people, but I always wanted to get emotionally attached to them and couldn't. Like it was just weird like that because I was just like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, have I ever been addicted to stuff? But I'm just like, I would just do, I guess it's just for just to see what the response would be. So I
Oh,
was addicted to being the thrill of stuff.
gotcha.
Regardless if it was good or bad, I would just go do stuff. Not because it could be anything. It could be, hey, let me just go try this and see what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Drinking, I tried to get addicted to drinking. Like I could drink like a fish. Well, used to. Let me take it back. I used to drink like a fish. And I remember one time I was telling my grandmother that. She was like, Nicole, I heard you be drinking. And I was like, Grandma, I could drink you under a table. But if you give me a Newport, I could start all over again. And she was like, what? I never, like stuff that my parents, I see my parents do. Like my mom, she wasn't a drinker, but she would drink. My dad, he would drink. Stuff that I knew was bad that my parents did, I would see, you know how you hear it's a curse. I was the one that wanted to see was that curse on me. So
Oh,
it was like the
The father curse.
gotcha.
yeah, like I would chase the thrill of stuff.
To
So
see.
how I dealt with it is I had to find myself. I had to be like, when something hits you, you gonna, instead of you running to it, you gonna run away from it because you're gonna be scared of it. Like stuff that
No.
I like it was just, and I had to pray about it. I had to go get into to church. I had to get into God, and I really had to know, like I know the calling that's on my life. Am I really walking in it? Like, well, hold up, I take that back because you know how they say, people say I feel like I'm walking in the calling of my life, that God has me on this path, and it's not where man would want me to be. Man want me to be here, and God is saying, no, I don't need you here. I need you here. So yeah, that I was addicted to just the thrill of stuff, regardless if it was good or bad.
You addicted to addiction. I like when you were talking, it sounded like you were saying that you were addicted to trying to get a certain outcome.
Yeah.
Right? One of the outcomes was attention. One of the
Mhm.
outcomes was to see if you could be like everybody else. One of the outcomes was that you was daring it. I want to see if I can be like my mom and them. So I like the honesty in that. Some of us are addicted to things we don't even realize we are addicted to it,
Mhm.
or that we are, but why? So I
Right.
appreciate all of our honesty because y'all, we just got very, very vulnerable and naked in front of everybody and just put all the good business out there. But
Yes.
that's part of why we do the show. And because we did, listen to the QT fam, how they put theirs out there too. We love y'all. Rochelle says, I'm addicted to alcohol, went to rehab, and it worked for a moment. I learned coping, but it's hard to shake. That is so real and so vulnerable. And we thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Rochelle.
I'm gonna let one of y'all hit this one from King James.
At 14 years old, I was a full blown alcoholic who needed therapy and rehabilitation. Even at 14, my home I was raised in robbed me of my childhood, which mentally destroyed me as a teenager. I had to have alcohol all days and night, even drinking at school. By God's grace, been sober for 25 years. Ooh, praise God. And a born again minister for 25 years. I was extremely dependent on alcoholic beverages. My God, James.
Let me tell y'all, James has written a
Praise the
book.
name.
His book is, he gets so real in that book about what he just said and then some. I actually did an interview with James some years back. James, he got that man right there is something else. He got a whole testimony in the story. Y'all should get with him and talk to him about it. Um, I want to ask Rochelle and James, have you all discovered what the root cause of your addictions were? What it was you were trying to cover up or cope with or change? There go. Let me get the troll off of here. Y'all just ignore that. Sorry. Anyway, um, have you discovered what it was at the root cause of it? I know a lot of times with addictions, when people get caught up in them, we just get caught up because we're trying to cover up something, or we're trying to not feel, or you're trying to feel so you don't feel that what's really, really like just killing you on the inside. But a lot of times you don't know what it is, you don't connect with it. So you keep chasing the feeling or the numbness, either or, but you don't know what it is. So I'm curious to know from you, from well, we've heard from Nicole what hers was. Do you know what yours was for, or what your
Uh,
root
uh,
cause was, Sierra? Hmm?
yeah, I knew mine was just the attention, and mine was how I was raised. Cause
Right.
like I always tell people, like I raised myself. Cause my mom don't. When I say this, no shade to my mom, but she was a hard worker and she worked all the time. So I had all the free time in the world. Who's watching me? Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old enough to stay home by myself. At 14, I'm chasing after a 19-year-old. Like I go to my dad, and because I was the only girl, like I have I say we have two sets of kids. My mom and us, but like the older my siblings that's close in age with me, my dad was focused on them and whatever he was doing. It was I didn't have any attention. So it's like, hey, me, I'm right here. So if somebody tell you that I seen Nicole out there smoking cigarettes, first thing what your parent gonna come do?
Right.
Come. That's why I said, regardless of whatever the outcome was, I knew if I got in trouble, I got in trouble. But you saw me. That was the attention thing. So
Right. Any
that
attention was good attention.
yeah, and then like when I was out here messing around with guys, it was I'm getting the attention. Regardless if it was good or bad, I still was getting the attention.
Right.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I knew mine was just you know, the attention part.
Mm-hmm. Feeling unseen and making sure you was gonna get seen
Yeah.
one way. Yeah. And I know C mentioned insecurity. Do you have you ever searched to see what could be causing any of the other ones, C?
I think for me, I have an assertive slash aggressive side. And for me to not afflict my anger or my frustration on others, I do it to myself,
Mm,
right? So therefore, I it's like, well, I can't, I can't go on the deep end and do this because then my mom will be disappointed in me. But I also can't do that because that's gonna make them hate me. So then that's the best thing I can do. Make sure I feel some type of satisfaction with food,
yeah.
or crunching down, biting hard on something to relieve my stress, or like you said, numb the stress. So therefore, I'm not even thinking about it anymore. Um, yeah, I don't think I've ever said it out loud, but yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
probably what it is. Yeah.
It's freeing when you make that connection, isn't it?
Whew, Lord. What you say?
Welcome to Keep It Real Tuesday.
Okay.
Raquel says that I did, and it was just that I didn't want to feel, and the numbness was the best. Too many emotions going on. Found out I have high anxiety and depression. I love it when you connect with your root cause. I really do. I think when you connect with it, the moment you see that you're either falling back into it or you're craving it or desiring it or thinking about it, you can deal with the root cause instead of turning to the band-aid to fix the addiction. Somebody want to read this one?
My root cause was childhood trauma. Being raised by older grandparents, I was told being a child would send me to hell. The
Ooh.
image I was given was though if I didn't eat, breathe, and sleep Bible, I was raised to believe I was going to go to hell. That manifested to a self cure of alcoholic addiction, which I felt was a self medication method to suppress the trauma.
Wow, never feeling ever good enough.
Mhm.
Wow. That was y'all. Thank y'all, QT fam,
Yeah,
for sharing.
thank
Queens,
you, thank
thank
you.
y'all for sharing because it's not easy to. This is seen all. Yeah, this is not easy, but it's definitely worth it. I've already talked about what my root causes were.
Mhm.
So, what are your last final thoughts before we go on to the next subjects here?
Thank you, Coach Nikki, for this big question. Baby, 2023, I'm about to be free. Come on now. That's what it takes me today. I'm about to be free in 2023 because this was not supposed to happen like these, you see? But I thank him for his doing of things. Amen. Go
Amen.
ahead.
Amen. Cole.
Anybody that's addicted to anything, I mean, if besides prayer, seek and act. Because really, like mine was prayer. Like, yeah, like I had to pray. Like I had to get a relationship with God because I was self-destructing my own self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Amen. To keep it real was a person. That part.
Okay, that was it. That was it right there.
That's it.
All the
Thank
way.
you again, QT fam. Keep putting your comments down in the chat because we can always come back to them if you have more on this particular topic. And y'all drop some crowns in the comments for those that shared. And and
Ow. Ow.
here's our next one. What made you say yes to a relationship in the past or the present? See, this was your question, so we're gonna start with you.
That question came from like why did I say yes to my husband? And also why did I say no to my all my other past relationships that could have manifested as something great, but I was like, nah, nah. And so I had to figure out like why, like when before he proposed to me, I had to figure out why I would say yes. And for me, I said yes. You know the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule? Uh, yeah, what was like 85-15? Oh, like, I got 85-15. We good. I was like, but also outside of that rule, I would say I had this emptiness in my soul when I thought about if he was gone the next day. And I had never felt that about anybody, especially a man, being that I have daddy issues. I was
And
like,
I missed
anyway,
what you said because I was coughing. That last part. You never felt what?
I said I never felt emptiness if someone was to leave my life or
Mm.
leave my presence outside of my family. And he was the first one, the first man that I felt like I cried for 3 days when I really realized that I actually love this man. Like
Mm.
love. Like I
Mm.
never love.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh crap, I'm in this thing. And I can't get out right now. I can't run
I'm
away.
falling and I can't get up.
I can't get out. And that was before he proposed. And I didn't even know he was about to propose. And I called him after those 3 days. He's like, "Why you sound so sad?" I'm like, "No reason. I'm studying." And I was studying. I was getting my master's degree. But it was that. I was like depressed because I was just like, that means I can't run away from this guy. Like I can't just escape this relationship. Like I can't just say I'm out because then I would really feel bad because I'm running away from something that's good, right? So for me, I said yes before he even proposed because of the love that he's shown me, and then also because that 85-15 for me. So I was just like, I'm good. I'm good. And then also for me, I had to ask myself, and every woman I think should ask themselves, can you see a future with this man? And will he be, because you got to be whole first before you add. If you're not whole and you try to add, you're gonna be. But I was like, this addition to my life will just like the Mario, like another level, right? And I was like, if God's blessing me with this, why would I push it away? It's gonna be some trials, it's gonna be some tribulations, but will he fight for it as much as I will fight for it? And that was a yes. So I say yes before he even proposed. So that's my answer and the reason why I asked this question. So I wanted to know for y'all because y'all single. And so it's just like, and then because Nikki has been married before, so she said yes. But then it's like, what will make you say yes now compared to then, kind of thing. And then of course, Cole, we still trying to, hey, trying to, but that love factor that you always talk about, like I don't know if I've never been in love. Da, 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 da. So what would tantalize you to go, maybe I'll say yes to dating you for an extended amount of time? Maybe. So it's like, that's why I
like
asked the
that.
question. Yeah.
I love the way you phrase that for Nicole. Nicole, answer the queen's question. I love that.
Tell you how I pondered on this question.
I know I'm gonna get you whatever.
Because I literally went back and looked at my relationships. And honestly, I played around with them. Like, I really did. I really never, like, even the ones, my long relationships, like, I would be like, I'm only wasting time. Because, but here's the thing, I know it, I think it's a feeling that you have to make me feel secure to say yes in every avenue. Because I know I'm a hard worker and I can take care of myself. So when I say I need a man that can take care of me, I mean emotionally, physically. Like I need to feel like I can be vulnerable and it's gonna be okay and you're not gonna throw. Well, you remember when you cried and because we got in an argument,
Something in your face.
then I'm gonna go back.
Right.
Yeah.
That guard is back up. But like
Yeah.
my longest relationship, I literally told him like straight up, you know you're not for me. And I was staying with him for 6 years. I like we said I had a conversation like I'm only in it because of your son. Because I've grown attached to your son. You're not for me. But in the same sense, I sabotage a lot of relationships because I don't want to be vulnerable. I'm scared to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. Like I'm on this platform and I can be vulnerable to everybody in the world that's watching this. But one on one with me and a man, whew, it's like throwing bricks at me and I gotta dodge them.
Do you feel that vulnerability is weakness?
I do.
And do you feel that when you're being vulnerable to a man that you are exposing too much of your heart?
Yeah, and it's only because of what I have stopped. Now, in the same sense, like, okay, so I have a aunt, uncle. I call them my Michelle and Obama. I mean, Michelle and Barack before there was Michelle. Before there was a black president. They were like. Now that I'm older, my aunt shares a lot with me, and it's helping me because she was saying, me coming up seeing them, You could never tell that they were mad at each other. You could never tell that there was an argument. You couldn't tell that a disagreement in the house. You couldn't. But she was like, because that's in house. That's in our relationship. What you don't want is everybody in your relationship. Your relationship is what you make it to be. So she was want to stop putting expectation on everybody else's relationship. You take that person for what they are. That means you take the faults and everything. Right. So for me to say yes, I have to see that you're willing, one, to be patient, because you're gonna have to be patient. Unless 2023 God say, look, here is, you are that man's rib. Hello, go stand beside him. But yeah, he has to show me that he's really, really 100% working towards, because I don't get me wrong, I don't want him to say, just because she's hard, I'm gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? But in the same sense, I want you to be patient, but I also want you to coach me through it. Say, hey, baby, I'm gonna take you by the hand. This is what I need. This is what I want from you, not just to pacify him, but I need for me to help me grow emotionally too. Because realistically, my dad, he might be watching, Dad, I love you, but he really never fully displayed what a healthy relationship was. Now, I knew he loved me. No, don't get me wrong. I am daddy's baby, always. But when it comes to a woman, it wasn't nothing for me to see him with multiple. Right. So I would stand back and say, hey, I don't want no man like that. So any trait that you would give me of my dad, because I'm not looking for my dad. I have one. He's 100% present here. So you know how some people say, well, I'm looking for, I don't want a man like my dad, but they date people that's like their dad. I don't want that. So I know I don't want. It's hard for me to keep the man that I want. And it's because I self-sabotage. It's not him. Because it's just not him. It's just, so I'm a work in progress. That's my answer.
Listen, I knew Nicole, baby. I said this is gonna be a question, but I was like, ooh, but I wanted to know, because I hear your heart. I really do. I'm like, what is it that she desire? Like, what would make her say yes to just dating for?
He gotta be
for real.
Over the wall, do the army crawl through the mud. Yeah, he gonna get down and dirty over here.
You know, I could be wrong, but I think the man that you're gonna say yes to is somebody that you finally are willing to submit to. And he's gonna be patient enough for you, but he's gonna be man enough to be able to stand against the wind that can be used sometimes when you're really trying to self-sabotage. And his love is gonna be so overwhelming that you won't be able to deny that. I don't care what I've done. I don't care how hard I try to be. This man loves me to the core of me. And I believe he's going to also love you in ways that God would love you. That's going to pull stuff out of you that has always been there, but you didn't know existed. And you're going to know that you're not going to have a doubt. You're going to know, because he'll be the one that can break through all of that.
Let me tell you, I had this vision thing that I need the man, and this was off this question. I need the man, like, no, don't hug me. And he just sit there, hold you tight. That's the kind of man
he's gonna be a bear. Yeah, he gonna bear handle you. He gonna be this like, brother. He could be short and small, but he gonna be mighty enough to handle that which is Nicole. And when he's done, when God is done working through him to get to that part of you, you're going to be a totally different Nicole. You still have that part of you that's still Nicole, but you're going to be a totally different Nicole. I'm telling you. You're not going to recognize yourself.
If y'all want to see how this, it was like I had to write an essay, like.
Go through essay.
I did number one. Like Nicole, like even like all the relationships that I've been in. Now, don't get me wrong, they haven't been bad. It's just the fact that when I say, okay, enough is enough, I've given you enough time, we're not going anywhere. Yeah, because I dated a guy, 9 years. And I ain't expect nothing. I didn't want the girlfriend. Everybody gonna say, that's your boo. That ain't my boo. That's my friend. It's like, why we can't keep, and everybody like, but y'all do everything together. I'm like, I
Wait
know.
till Mr. come. Wait till Mr. come. When Mr. come, everybody gonna know he is the boo. One of y'all please read this one. James.
It says vulnerability for me is that weakness. As a man was not supposed to be vulnerable. So what made me say yes to Tasha was love, her willingness to accept the vulnerable me. All right.
I love that. James said vulnerable is a weakness, but he was taught that a man wasn't supposed to be vulnerable. So he found a woman that would allow him to be him. Come on. And I love me some Tasha and James. I do. J and T. T and J. They like peanut butter and jelly.
Miss Nikki, you got a question to answer.
I know. Making sure our QT fam did not put any more comments in.
No? Okay.
Okay. Now, do you want me to answer it how you posed it the second time around or the
second one?
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, so you know how when you fall in love with somebody that you think is going to be your forever and it don't turn out that way, and you hold on to that because you like there is still real love there, like y'all display it, but it's just not meant to be in a relationship. So letting go of that love, sometimes you put up these walls and these absolutes, like I ain't gonna love like that no more. I ain't gonna get my heart like that no more. I ain't gonna do that no more. So then I meet somebody that what made me say yes to him was after I had said all those absolutes of what I wasn't gonna never let happen again. It terrified me that I was willing to let all it happen again. And it terrified me because he checked off everything on the list and then some. And it scared the crap out of me. Because I thought what I had that didn't work out in my marriage, that was it. You know, anything else is gonna be all right, but it wasn't gonna be that. And then I met him and it was like, what? So I was so scared, child. I made sure I talked about him in my therapy sessions several times. And one day she was like, so have you decided what you're scared of yet? Because you're afraid. It's like, no, I'm not. She's like, oh yeah, you're very afraid. You are afraid to the point that you are fighting yourself and fighting him, Nicole. So that's when I realized that there was something there because I had not felt that for anybody else, not like that. Which is the person that just passed away. And so that fear made me go straight to God about it. Because what you scared of? Like, if you don't like him, you ain't support. Yeah. So when I went to God and I had a conversation with him, God told me that it was okay to love again. And I told God no, because last time I got hurt, you let me get hurt. I'm not. And God said it's okay to love again. And even though that relationship, we did not end up getting married, I called the engagement off. We still loved each other. We still had a relationship together. But I didn't leave out of it saying, I will never love again. I'm done. I had those moments, but I didn't leave out of it saying that. So that's what made me say yes to that type of relationship another time around. Because, child, when Nikki loves, she loves with all of her. So that means I had to give myself again. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I did not. So that's what made me, yeah. Thanks a lot, C, for rephrasing that thing. Appreciate that.
Well, the other part of it was, what would make you say yes now?
Woo! I thought you forgot.
No, I didn't. I saw you rocking. I was like, she's trying to avoid the other one.
I thought you forgot. What would make me say yes again? If I'm gonna keep it 100, it has been a bit shaky in the area of saying yes again, because when you love someone that doesn't love you the same way, or you love someone but they got their own issues with really loving and expressing, that can be frustrating. It can also be scary. The other thing would be is when they have their own absolutes up on loving and you can see them clearly, if they have never really experienced love in a certain way, and then they throw up these apps and you can see it. So I'm just not one to beg. I'm just not one to beg you to love me. I'm not one to make you feel the same way that I do. So the other day I had a conversation with Laura while I was gone, and I am at a place where I'm okay with loving you. And if you don't love me back, I'm okay with it. Because I know who is for me. It's gonna be reciprocal. I'm not gonna have to beg. I'm not gonna have to ask. I'm not gonna have to constantly question. Because I can't turn my heart off. I wish I could sometimes. I just love people, and y'all know that. So I can't turn it off like I would like to. But that doesn't mean that I can't be free to be who I am with wisdom. And also know that when it's time, I'm going to know. And I'm not going to have to beg and fight for it. So that would be what will make me say yes again, is the freedom to love, knowing that when it is the right one, it's going to come back freely without the tug and pull. Now, can I leave the question alone now?
We done. You did good. I'm so proud of you. I mean, I was just wondering, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you got a lot of love to give. You know what I'm saying? So I was wondering.
I do. But, girl, you got to use a lot of wisdom with this kind of love. Because, child.
Yes.
Sometimes people want it for them, but they don't want to give it back. When it benefits them, they love you. They call you. They want. They ask. They
all in there.
But child, can you put some of it back? Can it be reciprocal? Can we do that? Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's just
yeah. So we have no more comments on that right now. Have y'all shared or tagged your people so they can join us? Ladies, do you have a final comment? If not, we're gonna move on. But if you do, what's your final comment on this one?
I have one.
Okay. If a person is inconsistent with, Nicole, let me just say
this. She just wrote us into that.
I wrote this myself.
Yes.
I swear I wrote this myself. But this is Nicole. If a person is inconsistent with communication, I swear I wrote this myself, Nicole, and vague with their intentions, what are they truly saying to you? I'm going to repeat it. If a person is inconsistent with communication and vague about their intentions, what are they truly telling you? Nicole, what's your answer to that?
So with this question, I had a situation going on, and the communication wasn't, the word you say, reciprocal. It wasn't the same. Like, I'm like, this is what A, B, C, D, E, F, and then on. And you went from A, B, C, L, M, K, and I'm like,
skipping all the letters.
All of them.
Back and forth. So my thing is, you're not consistent with me. It's okay. So if I don't hear, if you say you're trying to pursue me or we're in this relationship and I done told you what I wanted, then you come back and tell me, like, I sit you down and tell you and you do total opposite. You're not consistent with me. You're like I can hear from you now and I don't hear from you 3 months. And then you get a hey friend text and you like,
no,
wait. No. So I'm like, what do you think that's telling me? He was like, it tells you I'm busy.
See? We did the same thing. Oh, okay, you busy. Okay.
You so right. Hang on my phone. I'm sorry. You talking.
Yeah, you too busy for me though. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm the type of person, I'd rather for you to be straight up honest with me, regardless if you think it's gonna hurt my feelings. Let me be the judge of what's gonna hurt my feelings.
Or leave me alone.
Or leave me alone. And that's okay.
But this is what I say. Let me be the one to play Russian roulette with my own life. I don't need you to point the gun at me. If I want to shoot myself in the foot, let me shoot myself in the foot. Period. I don't do it for me. So that, yeah.
I had a wig on my head. It would have flew all the way across this room over there for help.
So like stuff like that, I just
it's the inconsistency for me. I know, Nicole, I feel you. I know.
Like, even just the communication thing, even with friendships. I feel like this. If I'm telling you you're hurting my feelings. And you keep hurting my feelings. Am I supposed to stand there and let you hurt my feelings? Or am I supposed to let it move to the side? But you don't have the right to come ask me why did I move to the side when I already told you hurt my feelings. But then if you tell me, Nicole, the way you approach me or your delivery, I don't like it. So I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what you asked me to do, but it's not being vice versa. Yeah. So okay, like what two girls, I'd say young ladies that we've been friends for a long time. And I've learned that, we hear people are in your life for a season. And it was so hard. I won't say it wasn't hard for me to walk away, but I was okay when I walked away. Because I was okay to tell them, you communicated what kind of friend you needed from me. And I also communicated back to you, that ain't me. But it's okay that we're not friends. Don't mean I don't love you or I don't wish you the best or I wish you to be bad on each other, any ill will. It's just, I'm not that friend.
Right.
But then people say, Nicole, you're too direct. No, I'm communicating. I can't be that friend. That's not my personality. That's not that. So, so I was, I'm working through that part now.
But I love that you removed the expectation.
Huh?
You removed the expectation. I love that.
Yeah,
so I can be that for you.
Yeah, so like I told them, what you want from me, I'm not that. And since you've communicated that's what you wanted, then okay, I'm letting you know that's not me. So either move on or understand that's not me. That's like with the young guy. If I'm telling you I need you to communicate, you ain't gotta call me all day, every day. Send a text. Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, how you doing? You still alive? You ain't gotta do it. If you do it 3 times a week, we good.
Okay, I'm a little different on that. And if we trying to build a relationship that you asked me for, we got to talk more than 3 times a week.
I asked, what kind of relationship do you want? He told me, right? So I'm in, and this is what comes the other thing, like about the relationship thing. What would make me say yes? You got to be consistent with me. So if you telling me with him, he told I need a woman that's X, Y, Z, this, and the third, and I'm like, okay, that's me, right? And then everything's smooth, everything we going out, we doing, we doing stuff, going to family reunions, we doing stuff, and then you ghost me, and then you say, well, I told you I'm busy, or I was hanging out with my friends and having fun, so I decided to go home. What? No phone call, no text, no nothing. And so I ain't the relationship you want, bro.
You know what, lady, excuse me. The flip side to that, because although I can't stand that type of inconsistency and that ghosting mess, and then you pop up like ain't nothing ever happened and whatever, or you pop up when you want something. The flip side to that is the blessing is you actually are showing me who you are. And the thing is wisdom will tell you you're not going to change that. That's the person showing you how they are. So if you continue on in a relationship with that and you see no willingness to change after you have told them, I don't like this, I need more, I'm giving you more, I want more. If you said that and there's no change, but you pursue the relationship, you're going to get exactly what you're getting right now, multiplied, amplified. So you're going to get that husband, you're going to get that husband that you got to, baby, can you answer one of the calls? So like whatever you're getting now, you're going to get even more so then. So the blessing to that would be is they are showing you who they are. I don't want to change who you are. If you don't feel like that's something you need to change for us to have a healthy relationship and you want to stay the same, stay the same. That you're showing me that you're not the one. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't tell me that I'm doing something that you don't like or hurt you and I keep on doing it like you ain't never said it. That's crazy.
Like, that's even what my friendships, like, I've really gotten to the point where I'm looking like I don't have that many friends. Like, I'm like, okay, God. And it's so funny because, okay, everybody know I talk to God like he my homeboy. Oh, God, I ain't got nobody. Like, I'm just riding around Richmond County because I got all this free time, but I don't talk to nobody. I don't rock with nobody. So, and it's just saying, okay, but you're making this thing. Like, and it's not that I'm upset that I don't have anybody. Like, as far as friendships are concerned, it's just the fact that, dang, Nicole, he showed you the signs and you went right, like, because, like, even like, okay, it's a group of us that used to hang together, and it was like one married a brother, one dated another brother. You know what I'm saying? It was like two girls dated two guys, and they were brothers, and then it was just me. Well, then I had to sit back, and I'm like, they would tell me what kind of friend that they would, what they wanted, or how they wanted our friendship to be, and I would be like, I felt like it made me feel like I was living a double lifestyle because the real Nicole, like the fun, like to have fun type chick, and I'm just saying, well, I can't do this around you. I can't say this around you because you. So then I just now to the point. Well, it's okay. It's me. You tell me what kind of friendship you want, and if it's something that I can give you, then I I can be your friend. But if it ain't, go ahead and ain't no need for us to waste no more time. Cause God is I got too much energy to be trying to waste to be a friend.
That part and not gonna beg.
No.
Slide in there.
It's so much. It's a lot. Communication vagueness speaks volumes. People don't think it does, but it does. And what I'm realizing as I get older is the more vague you are, the more vague I will be. If you want more out of this relationship, you need to tell me because I always want more out of relationships. That's my personality. I love people. I love people hard and long. But if I feel that you are not present, not having a change of heart posture, and really wanting to be friends, then I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't. As my other friend has said, it's their loss. I'm like, oh, you right about it, okay, but it's your loss. Like I can't. And another thing, when Nicole was talking, the word grace just kept coming through my head as you were saying it. And yes, we have to give people, we want people to be consistent, but we also have to give grace because we always don't get it right. And I know for myself, I don't always get it right because I am busy. But when I get it wrong, I'm very apologetic and I try to change the situation and make my wrongs right. That's what people lack too. You don't try to fix what you just did, what you messed up on, nor do you acknowledge that you did something wrong. You was wrong. It is what it is. Apologize. Why people forgot how to apologize, huh?
They're too busy being defensive.
Like if you was wrong, you was wrong. If you was late, you was late. I mean, I'm sorry. It's I'm sorry. It's it's a country, but two words. I'm sorry. What is so hard? Sing that song by Ruben Studdard 50 billion times so you can learn how to say I'm sorry. Because it's like that word, I mean, that phrase is so hard for people. And then once you say I'm sorry, for me, I need action behind I'm sorry. Not just that, and really say that you and show that you are. Because anywho, but people aren't me, and I'm not people. So I have to accept people for where they are and give them grace. But I'm not God. I am a human being.
And I'm gonna give you grace, but you showing me though. So if I tell you, see, I really want to be your friend, I want us to develop a friendship, but you don't hear nothing from me, or we may talk sporadically, and one day you like, well, Nick, I thought you said you wanted to. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna get to know each other. We're gonna have to spend some time or talk or whatever. You know what? See, you right. I'm gonna do better. I do better for a day or two, and I go right back. Okay, Grace, I'm gonna tell you again. Grace, I'm gonna tell you again. At some point, Nikki, do you just not see what the message say? The message say clearly they don't want that. So that's fine. You don't want that, but I'm not gonna keep subjecting myself to that. I'll be here when you want to talk, but I'm not sitting around waiting on you to decide when you want to. And then don't be no man trying to tell me you want to get with me. That's what you're showing me. James said, communicating in my mind is that person communicating a no response is a response. Those characteristics are indicators of what that person thinks of who you are and how they feel about you. That part. One of y'all hit this one?
Even a friendship, if you stop calling and no phone calls are reciprocated, you are the only friend in this friendship.
That part. And it is
Thank
not
you,
is you being a good friend. You showing yourself friendly like a mug. To who? Yeah, that part.
that part.
That part.
I guess, Nikki, did you want to respond? Or did you say you had to say, Nikki?
It's the inconsistency for me. I'm experiencing that, and I have experienced that in some relationships. And I'm at a place in my life. I don't need you to keep typing the same thing over and over, and I'm acting like I don't see it. I see it. And what tripped me out about those situations, I know y'all finna feel me on this. When people are not giving you anything, and then when you pull back, they be like, well, what happened? What happened with what? We don't talk, you don't respond, you don't whatever. I'm following your lead basically. And obviously it's not what you said you well, I'll be busy and stuff be happening. Okay.
Okay.
And that you don't even have to give me your reasons. I understand it, but at this point, it keeps happening. We keep having the same conversation. I'm good. And that's where I'm getting with people. I don't want to beg. I begged for a long time because of the way I grew up and things that happened to me in my childhood. I wanted friends. I wanted to be loved. I wanted someone to want me. And so I am not in a place at 46 years old and going into 2023 where I'm going to keep begging you. I see when you use me. I see when I'm your well, but I recognize when you're not a well for me. And God taught me that a long time ago. Just because you are a well for people don't mean that they're going to be a well for you. So I am here for you to drink from. And God will give me somebody else that I can drink from because it's not you. It's just not you. James says, pride will always have people calling you out for their ignorance. They'll deflect like a mug, won't they? Deflection is real out here in these streets. So, yeah, that's what they're telling me, Nicole, in your question. They're telling me that I'm not as important. I'm not a priority. I'm a choice and an option, and I'm not an important option or an important choice. And I'm not mad at you for that. I'm just not, and I can move on with peace and be okay with it. With that said, we have no more comments from the audience, but we have another question from C. Who is your favorite childhood superhero, fictional or real? Who is your favorite? We're going to start with you, C. Who is your favorite?
Who is my
Real
favorite? I had to, didn't I? Who was it? C? I had to.
One you have a moment or you forgot?
No, I literally had two people and I.
Oh, got you.
So, Wonder Woman was my first one. And then this is gonna be a weird one. She's like, Sarah, that's too extreme. Is That's So Raven?
That's not extreme.
Because it was like, she has that eye, and it's like she's quirky, but she's always trying to figure out how to make somebody else's life better, right? And not have them go through the catastrophe that she saw in her vision, right? So those two extremes, of course, Wonder Woman is all her greatness and as she is. And so for me, those two are like me. Yeah. So that's yeah. That would be one too.
I ain't mad at them. Cole.
Mine. Okay. My first one was Batwoman, but it was about Batwoman when it was Eartha Kitt.
Ah,
Like her sad, like everything was. I used to love her.
maybe you like it.
No, she was Catwoman.
It was Catwoman, right? Not
Catwoman.
okay, yeah.
And I real life I like Maya from Girlfriends. Cause she remind me of me.
Oh, I can see it.
She hood, but she was, like
I can see that.
I can see that.
that's she was hardcore. She was on the straight to the point. Oh, try my life if you want to type. That's me.
I can see it.
She had
I
the
can see that.
corporate job. Hey, she ain't changed. This is
The whole time she never changed. Yeah.
I like that. I can see that. I promise you I could. James is Magic Johnson. For me, the Showtime Lakers of the 1980s. Yo. The 80s and the early 90s for me and the Bulls. I like that though, Maya from now every time I watch it on BBC.
I would think about her.
Uh-huh. So number one is gonna always be Wonder Woman, always be her. Number two is Xena. You cannot tell
Warrior Princess.
Warrior Princess because I'm 5'9.5" and I'm built like one, so I believe that. That shape though. And Maura Lee Simmons has always been a superhero model for me because I absolutely love the way she was able to take things that were absolutely like insecurities and stuff for her being so tall and then being called I'm not gonna the term because she's biracial and that chick has built an entire empire. I was not addicted, but one of my favorite shows was The Fab Life. I was always so motivated and am still motivated by her life and the way she raised her children, because as much opulence as it was, as much money as she and Russell have, they taught their children a lot about giving and other people and being kind. And I don't know what these people are like behind closed doors, but just from what I've seen throughout their lives, they live out a lot of that stuff that I loved. So those would be my people. My last one will be myself. I am a superhero. I am.
You
I
better.
don't know what my name is, but
you better.
But I may not be able to take a bullet like what you call it and it bounced off of me, but I had a whole bunch of stuff I took that has bounced. I've had a whole bunch of stuff that I took that God is using for his glory to help other people. So it would be myself. So those would be my four: Wanda, Xena, Kimora, and Nick.
I love it. I love it. Because you are really, you are. You are. You really are. You really are. We need to get you a cape that just say "in" on the back. Not Nick Cannon's one, but Warrior Princess.
That part.
Hi, mommy.
Oh, that's a crown. Oh, thank you, Miss Martha. We appreciate that crown. Let's see. Have we gone through all of them almost? But we have one more and we are out of here. As we get ready to end with this last topic, if y'all have any last minute comments or questions or thoughts, please drop them down in the chat so we can hit them before we leave. We thank y'all as always for watching and for conversating with us. It's not a word, but it's a whole word. The last one came from Nicole. What are some benefits to being married? And should a man or woman hold back until they say I do? And I'm assuming you talking about the il nana and the deliciousness.
Well, but not just that though. Not just that. Because I mean, like with me, and I can say with me, like even been in a relationship for 6 years, like we were playing house, like we live together. Your money, my money, like
the wifely duties as a girlfriend.
Yeah, like make sure the kids situated, make sure the food is cooked, the clothes washed. We did family, like I did the whole nine. And the crazy thing is, I kept saying, I don't know why I'm here.
Like now, benefit insight. I got you.
Like I'm playing wife or we living like we married, and I'm saying this ain't what I want. So so with me, I know. Heck, I did all of it. I should hold back on all of them. The the bill, the splitting of the bill, the moving in. I know that, but I'm like some things like I see some girls doing some stuff, and I'm guilty. Like I tell them, I ain't judge your life because I've been there, but I wouldn't do that. Like now, being the grown, the code, yeah, no, we ain't doing that. What split bills? No, you pay your own bills. I just go over and spend the night. And sometimes I don't spend the night. I don't even want the sun to beat me home. The sun got me back at my house. And when it come on, I gotta be home. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits that I mean, Sarah, you married, but I mean, I don't know if y'all like me, a little wild stallion out here playing house. What are some of the benefits that you would encourage women, men not to do until you say I do?
So I'm gonna give you backstory. I'm gonna give you the answer. So there was an opportunity for when I went to graduate school, and William said, "Well, I'll just follow you. I'll just go with you." I was like, "What you mean? Like you gonna like move in, or like you gonna get your own apartment? What? No, I just come live with you." No, sir. No, you can stay here and finish what you gotta do here. People thought I was crazy. They're like, "You really gonna?" He even finally said, "How long have we been married? 11 years and almost 12 years in a couple of months." He was like, "I was really mad at you for the first like 4 or 5 months when you left because I just knew you were gonna let me come with you." And I was like, "But we supposed to be living trying to be good? Like, what you talking about?" Like, and he was like, "But we were already so invested in our relationship that I just knew you were gonna just let it happen."
Yeah.
No, sir. He was like, showed me that showed me that I had so much more work to do
Yeah.
as a man,
Yeah.
that I was willing to just sacrifice my standards because I was so in love with you. And then you was just like, so I always tell women, you gotta have set your boundaries. Like, if you go spend the night, because if I like and tongue with you, we about to get married. Is what my cousin said. But it's different for every person. Every person can tolerate a certain amount of temptation before you are put in a situation where you're like, maybe I shouldn't have went that far. Of course, moving in with someone, no, I'm not. You shouldn't see my bills. I shouldn't see your bills. We ain't there yet. All I need to know is, are you stewarding your money well? Are you? Do you have a savings? Do you really have a savings? Like for real, for real. Like so, um, I will always say, know your worth first before you make decisions that doesn't reflect your worth. And if you are okay with every little thing, it's gonna come back and bite you in the butt. It really is, because you're not standing on your own foundation of what you are worthy of. And yeah, so of course, Neil Nana, it's a hard situation. It's a hard situation because I messed up. It's a hard situation. But then living together, nah. Even as grown adults, no, don't do that. Because then you play in house. It's okay to go over and make dinner and things like that. That's cool. But don't move in. And if you got kids, oh my God, no, separate the two. You can be the cool auntie for a minute or cool uncle for a minute until you solidify that y'all really gonna be together and y'all about to get married. I heard one pastor say, he said this. So he's like, if you can't hold it out, and you feel like you're gonna just go get married, He said, Justice Peace is right there. Go get married. You can have a celebration later. Just go get married. So you'll know that after it's done, y'all still have a life together. And I was
You know
like,
what tripped
oh,
me out about that though, see? People will say that to somebody that they already doing, they already do it, and you tell them you gonna do all that, you gonna do all that, she gonna do all that. One church is gonna get married. What? We ain't ready for marriage. Are you sure?
are you sure?
Are you sure
Sure.
you're not
Don't get off
married?
my feet.
Oh, we don't have the money for it yet.
And it's
I'm
like,
trying to wait till I got my stuff together. Y'all shared the mailbox
period.
and you share keys. In other
Period.
words, y'all stay together. Hopefully
Period.
you split and one ain't paying. But the point is you are doing it. So what do you what?
I'm confused.
Yeah.
It's
But
just you have to. That's the thing is
don't.
when you decide to and you know this is that binding contract of like you're stuck and that's what when you're not married you have the ability to run and you have the ability to do what you want to do. Look at this.
Girl, just words out my mouth.
You have the ability to run.
That and the crazy thing is, I tell
Sorry.
I tell me that like Nicole, why don't you go ahead and get married? And I'm like, They're like, why? I said, because with them papers, I'm stuck. I can run all I want to now. I can run around the playground all I want to. I can play on the slides, the merry-go-round, the swings, and nothing. But when you put the papers on, it's like your mama tell you, come get in the car, go home. You gotta go home.
But you know what though? The untruth in that is you are still married because that's common law.
Yeah.
If they want to take you for half of everything, you got it. I know in Texas, common law marriage is real here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So you might not have had the ceremony and went and signed the document, but I think it's over 6 months. It's common law marriage.
Oh, right. Oh, well, North Carolina ain't like that, so I better stay around in North Carolina.
Yeah. And here's
I'm
what we're
so,
talking about.
so,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I said I'm just joking.
Oh, you were talking about the binding contract, but all these duties that we're already doing is binding. Like we got our name on a lease together. That's a binding contract. Some people go in for a car together. They go buy homes together. Okay, take all the way. We don't want half on a baby. That contract we are bound for
Life.
forever. It don't change. I don't care how old that child get. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we, I think see you said if we raise our standard, if you know what your non-negotiables are, but to know what they are, you got to know what you want. And I get it, young and you in your 30s, sometimes when you're in your 40s, you really don't quite know what you want. So you'll accept anything. But when you get to that place of knowing what you want, don't be afraid to be by yourself because you want what you want. Because a lot of people in your situation, see, wouldn't have lost no good man. They'd have been like, hey, baby, come on. Or been afraid he going to go get with somebody else. Mm-hmm. So now you've lowered your standard. You don't went over your non-negotiable, and now y'all living together. You halfway miserable. He halfway miserable because you're both doing something that you really don't want to do out of fear. What are your non-negotiables? Know what they are. When you know, and I ain't talking about that stupid stuff like he got to be 6 feet tall and the man is 5'12". Like, wait, quit playing. I ain't talking about stupid stuff. But I mean, know what your non-negotiables are, what you want in your life, and live that accordingly, because otherwise you're gonna be one of the people that's been married till your grandkids can walk you down the aisle because y'all got all them kids together. I tell my sister, a lot of men will say that they want a wife while hormones are raging, but the test will be when women don't want to be touched. Does that man still want to be married? When I can't touch it, do you? When you can't touch the ill nana, do you still want this?
But see, the thing is, I can only speak on me. That ain't even the issue. I don't know what I just continue seeking God for this because that honestly the sex part ain't even the issue. It's just I don't know. I just go with I don't even know. Sometimes I question myself. I used to question myself, saying, "How did you old stupid self get into this? Why is you even doing this, Nicole?" And I just be sitting there, now that used to be the old Nicole. That's because when I used to just do stuff just to be doing stuff. It don't even be out of boredom. It just be I just be doing stuff.
She said,
I'm
"You
telling
got
you,
order."
since COVID, and I can honestly say that, and I think about it, and I kind of get upset with myself because I'm like, you too old to be doing stuff like that. You should have knew better that you shouldn't have been doing stuff. But since COVID, really, I've been doing a lot of soul searching things, and I'm like, why? You knew you didn't love this person. You knew you didn't want to be in this relationship. Why you stay 6 years? Like, I mean, he can do whatever he wanted. I just be like, I don't care.
It goes back to knowing your worth
Yeah.
and what you're willing to, yeah. Because once you know your worth, you're like, no, I'm not gonna put up with that.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm gonna let you pass this time, but you got one more time. You do it again, I'm done.
Now, and the thing is, I gotta find the boundaries with that too, because like any little thing, I just be like, oh nope, you can't get away with that. Oh nope, nope, nope,
Right.
nope, nope. And I just gotta find the balance in that because I do. Like I've had a couple of nice gentlemen, and I just like any little thing, I'll just be like, nope. And it's just because I did this already. I just don't want to go back in my comfort zone. So, but yeah, this has been a good night though.
It has been great topics, wonderful discussion. Thanks to our QT fam for joining us, those who have shared, and for sharing in the comments, and just even sitting up listening to us, whether you shared or not. I know y'all gonna be hitting us up in the DM because you want to put it in the comments, and that's cool too. We just appreciate the love and the support. Thank you guys so very, very much. Y'all know we're entering into the Thanksgiving holiday, so the week of Thanksgiving, our schedule may be a bit different. If we may even take that week off, we know y'all will be understanding of that if that's what we choose to do. But I want to leave you guys with um y'all don't have to have me tell you that life is short, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The last time I talked to my ex-fiance was September the 12th. He died on the 19th of September. You never know when your last conversation is gonna be your last conversation with somebody. And y'all know my saying is, do you want to be loved? Do you want to be right? Sometimes it's just you could be right, and you're justified. But does it make you being right? Is it going to better the person? Are you loving? Is it going to cause you to become better? Or do you just have to be right? And if either one of you died that day off of that situation, was it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you that it's not. And we didn't have bad blood or nothing like that. Our last conversation was like many conversations were. We told each other how we felt and that we love one another. And I'm grateful for that because I can only imagine what I would be grieving if it had been a different conversation. And that was the last conversation. So love your loved ones. If it's issues, you can squash it. It's not that deep. Even if you have to part ways, it's still just not that deep that you got to be harboring things and holding them inside and not forgiving, and your whole life is being governed by that situation or that
Mm-hmm.
anger or because you pissed. It's not that deep. It's really, really not that deep. Love your loved ones. Love your people while you can. Call somebody tonight, text somebody tonight, and tell them that you love them. Like, you never know when your last chance is going to be, so don't miss it. Gloria says, great conversation. Hey, Chloe. Thank you, Queen. And James says, great topics. Thank you, King. We appreciate y'all. Ladies, last words before we close out.
Going to the holiday season, I know some people are very excited about loving on their family and their friends, but there's also some family and friends that might not have their loved ones close to them. Please, in your own way, love on them too in this season, because it is hard when the people you want to love might not be here, might be estranged, might not be close to contact, and the people that are around you hopefully will love you a little bit harder during this season. So I want to make sure I say that, in regards to love on the people that surround you, but it also includes your friends, your coworkers, your business partners. You never know what people are going through internally and mentally. So just spread a little extra love on people around you.
Or your neighbor that has nobody, make them a pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. Cole, did you want to say anything before we close out?
No, just I think I'm one of those. Like, yeah, I'm here with my grandmother, but holidays to me really isn't the same like it used to be.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't grieve correctly. I'll just say it that way.
You don't breathe?
Grieve.
Oh, grieve. Gotcha,
Oh,
gotcha, gotcha.
like I lost a lot of people around the holiday. So one, keep me in prayer because yeah, I
Gotcha.
just go through the and that and I'm being genuine, like I really just go through the emotions. I don't know. It's starting to get hard. I just say that. I was thinking about it today, and it was like, okay, here comes Thanksgiving, and I had a ritual that I always did for Thanksgiving, and I can no longer do it.
Yeah.
So, but just love on everybody. Again, keep me in prayer. Everyone else that's grieving in prayer. That God has to go through the holidays, just like. And I'm not trying to damper. First I want to give a shout out to my niece, the
Love
one.
you,
Her first year without her mom for her birthday. Today's her birthday, so if you
happy
go
birthday.
and send her a shout out, her name is Emery. She turns 10, I think. And today's her birthday. So when I get off this podcast, we will be having a virtual little birthday party for her because I can't get to her. But yeah, that type. It, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say.
Amen. So we have all heard, we have all been exhorted, and we've all been cautioned to do specific things now into beyond Valentine's Day. Holidays are special times, but they're hard times. We're out. We're out. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining us again today. We will see you all next week. Thank you, QT fam. We are out. Oh, fix your crown. Yeah, I can't even get into the other part.
You're okay. You're okay. Love y'all. Bye.